Hello, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and safe. So, students, my name is Neha Prasad and I am your child development and pedagogy teacher. Today's topic is growth and development. Students, we often use these words interchangeably, but there is a significant difference between the two, and that is what we are going to learn today. Okay? We are also going to learn types of development and the factors which affect growth and development. Okay, so now I will share my screen. Just let me know, just give me a thumbs up if you are able to see my screen. Okay, I have shared my screen. Yes. So our topic is growth and development. First of all, we are going to learn about growth. Now, what is growth? Growth, it means growth of different parts of our human body. Okay, growth of different parts of human body, be it hands, legs, okay, then our facial features. So there is a growth, there is a change in different parts of our human body and the ability of those parts to work. Okay, let me take pen from here just a second. Yes. So growth means the growth of different parts of human body and the ability of those parts to work. Growth, it affects our behavior and vice versa. So it affects our behavior, our social behavior, our emotional behavior, and also our behavior affects the physical growth. It affects the physical growth. So basically, we can say that growth means change in shape. Okay, there is a change in shape of our body, there is a change in size, and there is a change in weight as well, right? The whatever weight we had in the childhood, like we had 15 kg or 20 kg, obviously it have grown over the time, right? So an adult weight is approximately average is 40 to 50, right? So growth means change in shape, size, or weight. Herbert Stevenson, here let's just see what he said. He said physical growth as big and heavy. So basically, we can conclude that growth only refers to the physical aspect of our body. Okay, it refers to only the physical aspect, and growth also refers to quantitative changes. Okay, basically, it deals with only the quantitative changes, whatever happens in our body. Quantitative changes. Quantitative means which we can measure. We can measure the height of children over the period of time, how much it have grown. We can measure the weight, we can see the change in shape, right? Yes or no? So growth is basically related to only the physical aspect of human body, and it refers to quantitative changes. Now I will show you one picture of a baby and how it have grown over the years. You can see a difference, okay, in his hands, legs. So you can see an adult here. Adult, the muscles are a little bit toned. Okay, there is a change in shape, there is a change in size. Okay, now let us move to development. So, development is a very, very comprehensive term. It includes both quantitative as well as qualitative changes. Okay, and these qualitative and quantitative changes, it takes place simultaneously with the changes to growth. So it takes place simultaneously. See here what is written. The word development indicates the changes related to growth. Okay. So it includes growth as well as the maturity. Okay. The changes related to growth and the moves towards maturity. So we can say that the development of a baby starts from the conception till the death. Okay. Till the end of that person. It starts from the conception till the end of that person. So it not only includes growth but also maturity over the time. Like as we grow, what happens? We become more mature, right? We become more emotionally stable, we develop mentally, develop socially. Yes or no? So, that is what is included in development. It includes both growth as well as development. Development in terms of emotional, social, then we can say physical. Okay. So let us see what is written here. Development can be described as growth in physical, mental, and emotional state of an individual. And there is a progressive change in the process of development. There is a progressive change as we grow mature. There is a change in our behavior. Yes or no? In our childhood, like in during the age of 7 to 14, in our teenage, we act very immature, right? We take decisions very hastily. But over the time, when we enter in our adulthood, we become conscious of our decisions. We become conscious of our behavior. Yes or no? So there is a progressive change in the behavior of individual. So you understood what is growth, what is development. Now let us learn about types of development. There are different types of development. First is physical development. Now, physical development is the only development which we can see, which we can recognize, and the most observable change in the life of a child, right? It can be recognized easily, physical development. And it includes the gross motor skills. Here, see what's written, gross motor skills. Now, what are gross motor skills? These skills which include the movement of larger muscles, okay, such as walking, jumping, catching, etc. And fine motor skills, which means that it includes the involvement of smaller muscles. Okay, smaller muscles like painting, writing, drawing, etc. So we can see physical development. Okay, it is the most observable change in the life of a child. Now, the development is largely depends upon the child's health and nutritional status. लेट्स से अगर उसका न्यूट्रिशनल स्टेटस ही अच्छा नहीं है, न्यूट्रिशन ही बच्चे को अच्छा नहीं मिल रहा है, तो क्या उसकी फिजिकल डेवलपमेंट अच्छी हो पाएगी? नहीं हो पाएगी, क्योंकि उसको उसके भरपूर न्यूट्रिशन नहीं मिल रहा है। और अगर उसकी हेल्थ, बार बार उसे बीमारी होती है, बार बार वो बीमार पड़ता है, या कोई प्रॉब्लम होती है हेल्थ रिलेटेड, then also then also it will cause a hinder for physical development. So physical development is also called maturation. It is also called maturation. It can be asked in various exams. So please remember, I have written in the end also, I'll write here. Now next is cognitive development. Basically cognitivism. Cognitive मतलब क्या होता है? It is related to mind, how we perceive, how we solve a problem, how we make decisions. Okay, so it is basically related to our mind. So, what is written? It focuses on how children learn and process information. How children learn. अब बच्चे सीखते कैसे हैं, इंफॉर्मेशन को प्रोसेस कैसे करते हैं? How do they do it? They do it with the help of their senses, by seeing, by listening, by touching, by smelling, and by tasting. Yes or no? So, through our senses, we extract information, we learn, and we process information. Yes or no? So, this development, cognitive development, also indicates the development of intelligence. Yes or no? अगर बच्चा ज़्यादा इंटेलिजेंट है, ज़्यादा अच्छे से अपने सेंसेस को यूज़ करता है, तो वो ज़्यादा ग्रैब कर पाएगा इंफॉर्मेशन को, ज़्यादा अच्छे से प्रोसेस कर पाएगा इंफॉर्मेशन को। ओके? सो हमने अभी कौन-कौन से पढ़े? We learnt about physical development, then we learnt about cognitive development. Now let's move on to the third development, that is social and emotional development. Now social and emotional development. What do you think social development कब से start हो जाता है? Since when it starts? It starts from the beginning, right? It is the seeds of social behavior are sown in infancy itself when the baby is an infant. Since then, this social behavior can be, inculcated in the infant. So, young children, they enjoy the company of others. So, when they enjoy the company of others, what do they learn? They learn social skills. What social skills? Like sharing, like caring, like cooperation. Yes or no? Like helping each other. So, these are the social skills which they learn. And if they have a very very safe environment, the social skills which they will learn will be, very good. And if they have a very poor environment, they might not learn these social skills. Yes or no? So, social development, we have understood that the seeds of social behavior are sown in infancy itself, like sharing, cooperation, patience, etc. Now, let us know about emotional development. So, what are emotions? What are emotions? Basically, emotions are the moved state of mind. Okay, whenever we are happy, whenever we are sad, that is called emotion. Whenever we are angry, or we are, very excited, that is the moved state of mind, right? It is not the normal state of mind. We are very excited, so that is the moved state of mind. I'm very sad, that is also the moved state of mind. So emotions are the stimulated or moved state of mind, and are excitement or disturbance in feeling of an individual. Okay, so now, since we have understood what are emotions, so what is emotional development? Emotional development is the ability of a child to control and manage one's emotions, right? Extreme emotions ना आए कोई भी situation में, है ना? The child should be knowing how to handle or how to control or manage its emotions, even in extreme situations, even in difficult situations. That child is called a emotionally developed child. If the child starts reacting very aggressively, okay, or if the child starts crying even for a very spitty thing, right, then we will say that the child is not so emotionally developed. Okay, we need to work more upon that child. So understood that it is very important that children in their early childhood are surrounded by people who are emotionally mature and stable and are able to manage their emotions. Why it is said? Because children, they learn from their environment. Yes or no? The children, they learn from the people who are around him or her. So if the person is very much emotionally stable, he doesn't react in extremely in any situation. Okay, he reacts very calmly, he understands the situation, then the child will also be like that. But if the person reacts very aggressively, okay, then the child will also start reacting the same way. So, social and emotional development. Basically, here the environment plays a very, very important role in social and emotional development. Now, let us move to the fourth development, that is language development. Now, language development is also very, very important. Why? Because that language is a form of communication. If the language is not developed properly, then we will not be able to communicate our feelings, our thoughts. Yes or no? We will not be able to communicate our desires. If my communication is poor, I won't be able to convey what I'm teaching to you. Yes or no? The topics and the contents inside it, I will not be able to convey if my communication is poor. So language development is also one of the important type of development. And last is moral development. Okay, moral development, what does it mean? It deals with development of ethics, okay, or ethical norms, to value the conscience and the ability to judge and act morally. Now moरल डेवलपमेंट इट हैपेंस ओवर टाइम, है ना? अगर हम छोटे बच्चे से एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं मोरल डेवलपमेंट, तो वो शायद इतने अच्छे से किसी भी एक्ट को जज नहीं कर पाएगा। बट जैसे जैसे हम बड़े होते हैं, हम चीजों को समझते हैं, देखते हैं, राइट? और फिर अपने परसेप्शंस, अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस के आधार पे हम उसे जज कर पाते हैं सही तरीके से. Yes or no? So moral development basically it is related to ethics. Now you've seen no that in schools we have ethics classes and we have happiness classes as well. Why we have started those classes? We have started so that children can be developed morally. They take the right decisions. They take the decisions which is good for the society and good for their well-being. Understood? So these were the five types of development. Let us list them. First was physical, then second was tell me children, cognitive, yes. Then third was social and emotional. Fourth was language development, and fifth is moral development. Now we are going to learn about difference between growth and development. Okay. So since you have understood the definition of growth as well as development, it will be very, very easy for you to make out the difference. Okay, let us go through the points one by one. So growth, it refers to, let me take pen from here, just a second. Yes. So growth refers to increase in size, weight, and height. Yes or no? Whereas development it refers to improvement in the functioning of the body process. Yes or no? Now, growth can be it can be easily measured and observed, whereas development cannot be measured easily because development takes place in quantitative aspect as well as qualitative aspect, and growth only takes place in quantitative aspect. Yes or no? So we have covered the last point as well, quantitative changes, whereas in development we have qualitative as well as quantitative change. Okay. Now let us see the third point. It is limited. It starts with birth and it ends with the puberty, or we can say that when we attain maturity. So it starts with birth to reach the maximum at maturity. Whereas development, it is a continuous process throughout the life. It goes on throughout the life till we die. So it is a continuous process. Now growth, it is limited to specific areas only. It is related to only the physical aspect, whereas development it is related to various aspects and parts of our body and behavior as a whole. It includes our emotional aspect, it includes our social aspect, it includes our language development aspect, yes or no, moral development aspect, then it includes our cognitive development and aspect. So development, it refers to various aspects and parts of a human body. Now, we will move on to the factors responsible for growth and development. We will discuss these factors in detail in the next class. Okay, I will just give you a brief information about it right now. So, first is heredity. Now, the parents' genes. Okay, parents' genes also determines baby's growth and development. The genes which is inherited by the baby from its parents, okay, it determines the growth and development of the baby, of the infant. Now environment plays a very, very important role in determining mainly the development part. Okay, growth also it affects, but development mainly depends upon the environment of the child. If the environment is good and safe, the child develops emotionally, socially, and if the child have a very good environment where people interact with each other, then its language will also develop. Then third is nutrition. Nutrition affects both growth and development. If the child is getting proper nutrition, okay, good nutrition, then he will grow healthy. Okay, he or she will grow healthy, and somehow growth and development are related, they are interrelated. Yes or no? So if a child is having a proper growth, okay, proper growth, then obviously it will lead to a very good development of that child. Now, next is sex. Okay, here sex refers to biological difference. Okay, in their biological difference. So we have male and female, girl or boy. Now, the sex also plays a very important role. Okay, it is also a factor responsible for growth and development. As boys and girls grow, they show different, different difference in growth and development. They show difference in growth and development. They grow differently. Yes or no? Like at puberty, the physical girls start having menstruation, whereas boys they start having a heavier voice. Yes or no? Then next is early stimulation. Early stimulation and child rearing practice are almost like same similar points. So if the child is having a early stimulation, if the, for example, like we have a parent who is actively involved with their child, okay, they are not giving him phone, okay, and they are spending time with the child, they are playing with the child, they are asking questions to the child, okay, they are introducing new areas of interest to the child. Then what happens, the child's brain is getting stimulated at a very early stage. Yes or no? So what will it will lead to a better growth and development. You must have seen, no, some children they know the states and capitals at a very young age. Why? Because they have been stimulated at a very early stage, and that is why they are able to memorize such huge data. Then child rearing practice. So these are the factors which are responsible for growth and development. We will be discussing these factors in detail. Okay, so thank you so much for attending today's class. Let us recapitulate what we learned today. So, we learned about growth, then we learned about development, we learned about types of development, then we learned about difference between growth and development, and in the end, we briefly discussed the factors responsible for growth and development. Thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye. Take care of yourself.